Hi, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoy watching. Today I'm going to be working on another little Christmas card, and I'm going to be using this, well, it's a new stamp to me, and it's Starr by Lavinia Stamps. And I have a 5x7 card base, and I've cut this piece of Multi-Techniques cardstock down just so that I can layer that on top. And it's roughly 4x5. I think it's actually 4x5.5, but anyway. So I'm going to be using these Distress Oxides. I've got Spruce and Forest Moss, and I'll be using the Versafine Claire for stamping the image. So what I'm going to do today is just move this out of the way for now, and I'm going to pop some of this beautiful oxide ink down on my glass mat. So that's the Spruce, and like I said, this is Forest Moss. And these inks, as most of you I'm sure know, react beautifully to water. So I'm coming in with my water, and I'm just going to spray that. And then I'm coming in with my Multi-Techniques cardstock, and I'm going to come along and just pick that up. And I can go back in again and pick up as much as I like. They're beautiful colours actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm moving this glass mat out of the way. I'm leaving the ink on it, and I'm coming in with my heat tool. So I'm just going to dry this background image. I'm just going to turn that over to straighten the cardstock back again. So what I'm going to do, because I like this background as it is, so I'm not going to go back in to pick more up. But as I have all this ink left on my mat, I'm going to come in with another piece of the Multi-Techniques cardstock, and I'm going to use that because it would be a shame to waste it. And I can layer other colours over it if I wish. Create another unique background. So I think I'll come in with a bit of the forest moss there, just to darken the colour a bit. And just pick that up. Yeah, maybe a bit more of the Spruce. Well, there we go. Yeah, I'm liking that. It kind of has a marbled effect. So I'm going to wipe down the mat. And I'm coming back in with the heat tool again. So they're my two background images, and I'm just going to straighten them out a bit. So I'm going to use this one for this project. And I'm going to use my stamping platform. We'll pop that down in the corner there. And just come in with Starr. So I'm going to see where I want to put her. I think maybe put her off to the side a little bit there. Let's pick her up. And I'm coming in with my Versafine Claire and Nocturne. Oh, we'll link her up well. It's another beautiful stamp. It's just in here I'd like to get a bit more ink. I might leave it sit there just for a few seconds. Yeah, that's perfect. So I'm just going to spritz her with a drop of water. Oops. And just clean her off. So I'm thinking I might come in with one of the little mild hares. Or actually, I was going to use Pippin, but I think he's turned the opposite way. So let's see, I think we'll use these little guys. Maybe I'll use a couple of them down there. Yeah, maybe I'll use all three. And they're just the wild hares, the small set. I just get them there, pick them up. And again, I'm inking them up with the Versafine Claire and Nocturne. That's the good thing about the stamping platform. You can come back in if you want the image to be a bit darker. Perfect. I'm just going to remove that there now. And I'm coming in with my acrylic block, and I've decided that I'm going to use my little vine flourish just because it's Christmassy. Pardon me, that's the little vine flourish. So I'm going to pop that down on the acrylic block. And I'm going to use the Versafine Claire in Rainforest. Just inking that up. And where are we? And I'm going to use these little, they're just a little, called the slender mini mushrooms. Mushrooms mini, it says. I haven't used these in a while. But what I want to do first is I want to come in just with a piece of paper. It's just a piece of photocopy paper, and I'm going to tear that just to create a little bit of a grounding for Starr and the rabbits. So I'm just trying to guide them. I'm going to come in the other way around. I'm going to see if I can guide it to go where I want it. Just under her feet there. And I'm going to come in with Shady Lane. Just for a variation. Actually, I'm going to come in with Forest Moss. Let's get my brush there. And again, starting on the paper and brushing down, and hopefully this will be dark enough, but I don't want it too dark. To just, yeah, well, I can come back up here, do another little bit under Starr's feet. How's that? And you can just go back in and figure it out. Just so that they're not sitting in midair. Yeah, and I think that's fairly okay. So we'll put my lid back on my distress ink. And let's see. How are we going there? So the next thing I want to do is I want to come in and just add a little bit of detail. Now I would rather use my red in my Sharpie, but unfortunately I can't find it. But I think I'll get away with this kind of cerise pink colour. So just want to come along her little hat there. And I don't want to cause a mess, so I'm just going to take it handy. You can always go back along. If need be. Fill in any little, I think that's okay. And this is just my little white pen, which I'm going to come in to these little eyes, I'm calling them. And I'm just going to make them pop with the white. Okay, liking that. And maybe just go along her hair a little bit. And it needn't be perfect. Just try to follow the movement. Yeah, it just gives it a little something, I think, doesn't it? And then this little one here. There we go. So I'm coming in now with the Versafine Claire and Twilight. And I'm just going to pick up a bit of that. I want a good dark colour just to hit the edges with. That's a nice contrast. And I don't want to go in too far now on that. Just to give it that little bit of a frame, I guess. And I think there's enough ink down there to do what I want. Yeah, maybe a little bit more just for the corner. That's it. Just wipe that off. The reason I keep crossing over there is I keep my brushes. We probably need a good cleaning in this little, it's a little mug that my little baby, well, she was 3 the other day, granddaughter gave me last year on Mother's Day. So I'm thinking, do I want to come in with the little mini mushrooms, or I think I quite like to keep this bit of effect, and in fact I might just come in with my mini mister. And I don't want to overdo it, but just going to, you know, once you put the water down, it will react again. Can give a beauty, you can see it, it's given a beautiful effect. Yeah, which I'm loving. Now if I go in with my paper towel and lift it, it's going to make it more vivid, but I think I quite like the subtle look. So I'm not going to lift it, I'm going to leave it as is. All depends on the look that you're going for. And I'm going to come back into her little lantern. And let's hope that this little glitter pen is working. It is indeed. So I think I'm just going to come in there and make it look like it's lit. Yeah. Tiny little detail, but I think it makes a big difference. So there we go. I'm just going to pop that down on my card base now, and I think that that makes a beautiful card. Will I do the Merry Christmas on it, or? Yeah, I think I'm just going to come back in with a little stamp. And again, I'm going to use one of these little gnome ones. And I think I'm going to use Wishing You Joy this time. Like I said in my last video, this little set, I ordered it last year on Amazon. I don't have a link for it. Comes with a little set of dies. As you can see, I haven't used it yet. But look, there's time for everything. So I'm just popping that down, making sure it's turned the right way. And I'm going to ink it up with the Nocturne. Where's that little piece of paper just to, yeah, that's a nice stamp. I'm just going to pop it down there, I think. And I'm going to leave it for a minute because of all the ink and everything on the background. When you have a plain piece of clear paper, everything stamps beautifully. But once you've got other inks underneath, sometimes you need to give them that minute. It's fine, as you can see. It's a bit faded in places, and possibly because I sprayed it, it's not completely dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm coming in now. I think that the black Sharpie is a bit too thick. Now I do have another little black detail. I have a couple of them. I can't find anything at the moment. I've been using my craft room for just with, say, for decorations and stuff for Christmas and for wrapping parcels and stuff like that. But I'm going to see. This is an old one. I don't know how good it is. But look, it'll fill in those little missing areas for me. Now, I wish I could find my better pen, but unfortunately, this one is going to have to do. Yeah, I should have left it dry a bit more, I think, in hindsight, but it is what it is. And look, things that are handcrafted don't have to look like they came out of a factory, in fairness. I think that's the appeal of them, really, isn't it? Yeah, I think that has just made it pop a little bit more, and I like it. So I'm just going to pop that down on the card base. And I wasn't going to record that, but what I'm doing is I'm using this wide double-sided tape, and I'm just popping 2 full pieces on the back. And the reason being is because the cardstock was a little bit warped. It'll flatten it basically. It'll have nowhere to get away. Yeah, and I think the white frames it really nicely. So my hands might be a bit inky there, which they are. So rather than damage it, I'm going to just rub it with that piece of paper. And voila. I love the colours in this card. So there we go. That's Starr by Lavinia. The little hares. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. And as always, thank you so much. Hope you have a great day.